Put an old sitcom next to a movie from the exact same year, and something feels instantly wrong. The movie looks like a memory. Soft, cinematic, slightly dreamlike. The sitcom looks like it is happening right now, in your living room, this second. You have felt this 1,000 times without ever naming it. People call it looking cheap. It is not cheap. It is a completely different piece of technology, and once you understand it, you will never watch an old rerun the same way again. Here is the secret. Most classic multi-camera sitcoms were not filmed the way movies were filmed. They were shot on video. Film and video are not just two words for the same thing. They are physically different processes, capturing motion in fundamentally different ways, and your eyes can tell the difference even if your brain cannot explain why. Film captures roughly 24 still images every second. Each one is a photograph, briefly exposed with a small amount of natural blur baked into any movement. That blur is not a flaw. It is what makes motion look smooth and dreamlike to a human eye, the same way our own vision blurs a fast-moving hand. Video works completely differently. Analog video, and later digital video, captures far more information per second, often the equivalent of 50 or 60 images, or scans the image in a completely different technical process altogether. The result has almost none of film's natural blur. Every instant looks crisp, sharp, and immediate. That crispness is exactly what your brain reads as cheap television, and what it reads as expensive cinema is actually just less information, captured more slowly, smeared gently together. So why would any studio choose the option that looks worse? Money and speed. Multi-camera sitcoms, the kind filmed in front of a live studio audience with 3 or 4 cameras rolling at once from different angles, were built for volume. A sitcom needed to produce 22 episodes a year, sometimes more, on a tight schedule and an even tighter budget. Videotape was far cheaper than film stock, and it did not need to be developed in a lab overnight. A scene shot on video could be reviewed instantly, edited quickly, and turned around for broadcast within days. For a factory producing weekly comedy in front of a live audience, that speed was not a luxury. It was the entire business model. Movies had the opposite priorities. Fewer productions, much bigger budgets, months instead of days, and an audience willing to pay for something that felt larger than life. Film's blur, its warmth, its grain, all of it reinforced the sense that you were watching something crafted, something special. There was also a practical reason multi-camera shows leaned into video, filming with 3 or 4 cameras simultaneously, all capturing the same live studio performance from different angles, worked far more easily with video equipment of the era than with the heavier, more expensive film cameras needed to do the same trick. So a whole visual language grew up around the split. Video came to mean live, cheap, immediate, and real. Film came to mean crafted, expensive, dramatic, and dreamlike. Audiences absorbed that association so completely that it became instinct. Even now, decades later, if a modern show wants to feel like a raw, live news broadcast or a found-footage horror film, directors sometimes deliberately shoot on video, or fake the video look digitally, purely to trigger that old, buried instinct. Which means, when you watch an old sitcom rerun and think, "This looks cheap," you are not making an aesthetic judgment. You are correctly identifying a piece of 1970s broadcast engineering. Multiple video cameras, capturing motion with almost no blur, chosen deliberately because it let a small crew turn around a full episode of network comedy in about a week. The movie next to it, shot slowly on film, months in the making, was never trying to look real. It was trying to look like a dream. Neither one is actually better. They were built to do completely different jobs. But now, whenever you flip past an old rerun, you will finally know exactly what you are seeing. Not a cheap show. A different machine doing exactly what it was built to do. Now you know.